boys and girls. This is Miss Lisa, your art teacher. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. I'm here to do an art project with you today to help you stay busy while you're at home. We're going to do what's called a crayon man, and it's inspired by the artist Alberto Giacometti. He became famous by drawing stick figure people with elongated bodies, that's long bodies, and made them into sculptures. Sculptures are three-dimensional items or forms which you can see all around, sort of like this little wooden guy I have here. He's a three-dimensional form, and he's also known as a sculpture. Somebody put him together and made him into a sculpture. So what we're going to do today first is we're going to practice making stick figures. How simple could that be? So some of the things that we're going to need, I'm sure you all have at home. We need some white paper to practice our drawings. Computer paper will be fine if your mom or dad or somebody at home has a printer. That's what I'm going to use for today. You're going to use some construction paper, preferably black, but if you don't have black, dark colors will work as well, and so will the light colors. There's no stress, we're having fun. You'll need a crayon, your black crayon, some chalk, preferably your primary colors, which again are red, yellow, and blue. But I know that you know that, but we'll review it anyway. Red, yellow, and blue, our primary colors. So we're going to use our primary chalks today as well. If you don't have primary color chalks, it's okay. You can use street chalk, you can use pink chalk. We want to have just a nice pretty effect, so don't worry. You're going to have a sheet sent to you by your teacher giving you a guide on how to draw a stick figure, but we're going to do it together today. And I'm also going to send over another sheet with stick figures in different positions. Oh, my friend fell. I hope he's okay. All right, so how about we get started with a blank piece of paper. The first thing we need to do is fold it in half. So our corner needs to meet the corner. Top corner meets the bottom corner. They meet, they say hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. Same thing on the other side, corner meets corner. You place the paper down on the table and put your fingers to the middle of the page and slide down the middle and slide to the side. You folded it in half. Oops, it's not perfect, and that's okay. You don't have to be perfect. Now we're going to fold it down, same way, corner meets corner. Both corners meet both corners. Slide your fingers to the middle, and then slide down to the back and over to the side. And then let's unfold it. We should have 4 squares. This is only a guide that we're using to learn how to draw our stick figures. So you're going to take your black crayon. I broke mine in half because I was working so hard. And we're going to start with the head, which is at the top of our bodies, our head. So we'll make a nice circle and we'll color it in to show our head. Now to draw the body, Alberto Giacometti, his bodies were very long. The legs were much longer than they really are in real life. So the torso, which is this middle section, will be smaller. So I'm going to make a line, and I'm not going to go all the way to the middle of the page. I'm going to stop above the middle of the page, almost about halfway. And I'm going to start my legs all the way up there. I'm going to make my legs sort of in a bending running position. How's that? I'm going to use this little guy to show you how we're going to run. His hands look funny, but that's okay. My legs, I'm going to have to turn it upside down so I can see. The legs are running and the arms are swirling. Now, what I did, I started right below the head to start a line for the torso. I used 2 straight lines to create one leg and 2 straight lines to create my other leg. And the same thing with our arms. We use 2 lines to create our arms. Very simple. On the bottom of our legs, we're going to use triangles to make our feet. Alberto Giacometti, the artist I was telling you about, he always made his sculptures have big, clunky feet. I don't know why. Maybe to hold up those long, tall bodies. So I'm using triangles at the bottom of mine. So what I'd like you to do now is to practice. Practice making stick figures. Some of them standing in plain, not moving. Some of them running, maybe some dancing. Some of them wheeling down the street in their chairs. Either way, I'd like you to practice. And if you've practiced for a while and you feel comfortable that you have enough stick figures drawn, that you think you've got it down, then we'll start with our project. So I'll put these aside for now. And I'm going to grab a piece of construction paper. I'm going to take a purple page. And I'm going to draw my stick figure with my black crayon onto this paper. Start with my head. Then I'm going to draw my torso. And I want to make it thick. I'm going to press hard and make it thick. So I have a head and a torso. Now I'm going to draw my legs. Top part of my legs, and then my other part is bending. So I have one leg so far. Looks like he's going to be moving. And now I'm going to draw my other leg. And that leg is bent also. So I have two legs drawn so far with my black crayon, pressing hard so it's really dark and making it a little thicker than just a single straight line. Now I gotta make my arms. If he's running, his arms are moving and they're bent. Here you have it. First arm going forward is moving because it's bent. And the back arm is also bent. So now that we've drawn our stick figure onto our construction paper, we're going to take our chalk. I'm going to start with my blue chalk, and I'm going to color in different areas of the paper, but I want to cover this purple paper. If you have black paper, construction paper, I would prefer you do it on your black construction paper, but if you don't have black, it's quite all right. Like I'm using purple right now. And I'm just going to take my blue primary color pastel, and I'm coloring in different areas of my paper. You might want to work over a little newspaper because it makes a little bit of a mess. So here I used blue. Now I'm going to take my yellow chalk and I'm going to color a different area on my paper. I'm coloring right over my wax man in case you didn't notice, my crayon man. There's wax in the crayons. That's why I called him my wax man. So I have yellow and I have blue, two of my primary colors. There's three primary colors. Do you remember the last one? It is red. So I'm going to take my red chalk. I've been having a little trouble with my red chalk, so let me just scrape some of the wax off of it. I'm going to color the remaining areas with the red chalk. So my whole piece of construction paper is covered with chalk. A little bit more up here. It's a messy project, but it's fun. All right, so the whole page is covered with my three primary colors, blue, red, and yellow. Now what I'd like you to do is clean up your hands. Let's get a piece of, piece of paper towel. So I could clean my fingers. And I would like for you to take your tip of your finger and rub one color at a time. I'm starting with the yellow because I want a soft effect to be in the background. Because what's going to happen, it's going to blend in with the color next to it, which is blue. So I'm going to see if you know what's going to happen when I blend a yellow and blue color together. I see something magical. Do you know what it is? I made a new color. It's called green, and it's a secondary color. My blue primary and my yellow primary, I mixed them together by rubbing them at the edges, and they became green together. That's magical. Let's clean our finger again. And let's see where yellow meets red and see if we can create another new color. More magic. Just as I suspected, more magic. I rubbed yellow and red together. I made orange, another secondary color. More magic. How about if I mixed red and blue? What could happen? So I'm going to make sure my finger's clean, and I'm going to rub the edges of both of those colors and see if we can make more magic. And guess what? We did. We made more magic. We are just magicians here today. We rubbed our red and blue together, and we made purple. And that is the third secondary color. So now you can do red, yellow, and blue, know their primary colors, mix those magical colors, and you can get secondary colors, orange, green, and purple. This is a magical day. So let's go back to our picture and let's soften up the rest of the areas without blending them with another color. So I made my blue a little softer. I cleaned my finger in between. I'm going to rub the rest of this yellow, the red. I'm not cleaning my fingers in between, I'm just switching my fingers. Oh, I love mixing these colors together and seeing the magic appear. So exciting. I hope you're excited as I am. Colors make the rainbow. And what's more beautiful than a rainbow? Okay, so I'm finished with rubbing the background, and it kind of looks blurry, doesn't it? Well, that's really cool. You know why? Because my crayon man is running, and it makes it look like he's moving when the background is blurry like this. Because he's going so fast, we can't see the background. But we can't really see our man yet. You know why? We need to clean all the chalk off of his body. So let's go back to our little piece of paper towel or a little piece of tissue, and we're only going to wipe away the chalk where the crayon man is. So his head, his torso, very lightly, his arms, and it's leaving like a little texture behind, sort of the same texture that Alberto Giacometti's sculptures have when he's finished making them. They're made out of bronze, which is this type of metal, and they have a really cool texture. One day, I hope you can go to a museum and see one of his sculptures. Okay, here we have it. This is an Alberto Giacometti inspired crayon man in a running position with the background all blurred out. Using our primary colors, we created secondary colors. What a great day this has been. Well, remember, I want you to practice making your stick figures first. Then you can start with your crayon man, add your primary colors, blend to create your secondary colors, and just have fun. I hope you enjoyed this lesson as much as I did. I hope you know I miss you all very much, and I cannot wait till we're together again. But until then, keep art in your lives. Stay happy, stay colorful, stay safe, and I'll see you all soon.